Good evening, everyone. We are at the very last session today at the second day of KubeCon North America 2025. How motivated are you? Woo! All right, thank you for coming to this very last session in the highest room that we have. We will talk about building resilient cloud-native infrastructure in its second decade. This is basically about a technical advisory group. Technical advisory groups have been around for quite some time in the CNCF world. There have been a restructuring. Let's do a quick introduction for who is here on the stage. And basically every member will just say a few words. Carol, please start.
Hi, introduction. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Carol Valencia. So happy to be here because it's my first time participating as a tech lead in these initiatives of the CNCF. I live in Brazil, and I am from Peru, so very South America. It's my origins. And yeah, happy to be here. Rafa?
Hi. No, we just go by the list. Because, hi, I'm German, so I'm from Germany, I'm Mario, so I follow lists and lines, that's my hobby, more or less. No, I'm a customer delivery architect at Kubermatic, and I'm also involved in Kubernetes as a project. There I am a co-chair for SIG contributor experience, and I'm also one of the co-chairs here for tech operational resilience.
Hi everyone, I'm Nabarun. I work at Broadcom as a principal engineer in the Kubernetes distribution team. I joined tag operational resilience as part of the reboot as well. I joined as a technical lead. I also maintain Kubernetes, and one of the chairs of SIG contribex. Have been in a few roles in the Kubernetes community in the past.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I am Rafa. I'm honored to be part of this group with my colleagues. I am a principal engineer for StormForge, and I've been very active for the CNCF in the past couple of years as I organized the Austin, Texas community group, KCD Texas this year. I work with Karol, KCD Brazil. I'm starting to get tired. And I am recently got the ambassador, and yeah.
You stopped it.
Yeah? What? Oh yeah, I am, along with Joseph Sandoval, the only two net new American ambassadors. So it's very competitive, the program.
Okay, everyone. My name is Saiyam Pathak. I am head of developer relations at vCluster, and I'm part of this amazing tag. I'm serving as the co-chair for tag operational resilience. So I came in as part of the tag sustainability. I was lead over there, and I'm also a Kubestronaut, and I'm founder of KubeSimplify for teaching cloud-native and stuff. And happy to be here, and so awesome to see some of you with still some energy left.
Yeah, as mentioned, we are a tech, and the tech basically consists of chairs and tech leads on an organizational level. We have, as you already have heard, 3 chairs. We have a couple of more tech leads. Not all of them can be here because not all of them are in KubeCon North America. So we are basically missing Matt Young, Aulita Sharma, and Rafael Spassoli, who unfortunately could not be with us here. Let's talk a little bit about what we do, what is a tag, what is an initiative is, and then let's go basically over what are basically stuff that we are working on, and also like how you get involved into all of this. Tags have been established to support the technical oversight committee of the CNCF in their daily work. So we are there for creating white papers. We are there for also how to move help projects moving level, like checking their governance, checking the technical integration. We have also certain fields assigned to us. So specifically for tech operational resilience, we are focusing on day 2 operations, a large chunk of observability, business continuity, and also, and it's not something that we should keep out of sight, is sustainability, and also like how we can make our infrastructure more more efficient and cost effective, and also your energy consumption and performance and troubleshooting. The whole idea of tags is also to work constantly on initiatives. An initiative is defined as a time-bound and very time-bound. It's based to 3 months work on a specific topic that you can follow to I want to reach a certain goal. A certain goal can, for example, be a white paper, like what we would want to achieve, where we want to go to, and that we want to publish, that you can, for example, see on the CNCF site. So you already saw a lot of white papers published by the CNCF. Those were mostly written inside of those tags and as initiatives. And the initiative idea is also that they are being led by a tech lead of a certain tag. However, everyone can be involved in those. And the tech lead is more there to push this in a constant way, that it's ensured that someone is working on those initiatives and that we are taking care that this initiative is not dissolving in itself. And the chairs are there to organize this whole structure so that we get an overview of all of the initiatives. And as mentioned, we are also responsible for governance reviews of projects. So for example, as you have seen, there was the graduation of Crossplane, and for Crossplane we needed to do a governance review, because to see, like, is a project following the guidelines of the CNCF? Is there a mechanism in place for a project that ensures that we have a diverse community behind it, and that we can also make sure that if one party falls out of it because, for example, a major support vendor moves to other projects, that the project is not crumbling under, hey, one vendor moved out who supported the project and the project is still going to continue. And this is required for projects to show, and we are helping with those checks to, on a constant base, to look at it and see, like, okay, are those projects really moving? Is this okay then to move and say that this project is so mature and so adopted that we can basically use this? You can basically go to the CNCF/TOC GitHub repository and create a new issue for any initiative. And there's a template that you can choose, and it basically will tell you, hey, fill in all of the fields. And the benefit there is also that you can leave the responsible group more or less open and let the TOC and the tags basically say, like, hey, what tag would fit the best for this initiative? And there can also be changes. And anyone in the whole community can open initiatives. So this is not something that only tech leads can do. This is something that everyone can go forward. So for example, if you're interested in a specific topic that you want to push forward in the CNCF, or want to see, like, a white paper around this, you can open an initiative and basically say, like, hey, this is something that we want to pursue. And we already started some of the initiatives, and Nabarun will tell you about the first initiative that is basically being created and what we are currently working on. And we need to finish this by the end of January, by the way, when we look at timeline.
Oh, that's the news. Okay, thanks, Mario, for the news. Okay, I'll start with a quiz. How many of you are maintainers of a project in the CNCF landscape? Okay, we have a few people here. So as maintainers, what we have gotten feedback is that some of the projects really need help in trying to understand, like, what are the best practices or guidelines to do sustainable releases of their project, like how to do periodic releases, how to maintain release teams, and different kind of logistics which help them release a project on time. This also comes under our business continuity and management areas. So we just don't, like, give suggestions on the projects themselves, but also help various CNCF projects in getting their house in order. So the goal of the initiative, or how do we wrap up the initiative? So we wrap up by trying to create guidelines, patterns, and reference implementations to help, like, projects who need opinions on how to maintain releases and so that they're robust, secure, and they can repeat it like time over time, things that they don't need to iterate over every release. Yeah, obviously, circumstances change, and they might need to make some tunables because one size doesn't fit all. But these guidelines will act as a baseline for everyone to take and make a template and do their own changes which suits them. Now, how do you get involved? So we plan to have a set of interviews with projects. We plan to have a set of interviews with maintainers on what they feel about how their releases are maintained right now. And we plan to take all of those feedback and get into a state where we can publish the guidelines themselves. So you can go over to the TOC issue 1849 to get more context on what has been discussed already, and there is a design doc. We are seeking comments on that. So if you have any questions, suggestions, or any concerns, please feel free to check in there. We also have started twice, a meeting every 2 weeks on first and third Thursday of the month, so that you can come to us. This is a public meeting. We're organizing. You can come and ask questions, give us feedback, suggestions. So just to have a synchronous loop of getting this rolling. So Mario, Carol, and we are basically leading this initiative. Or if you have anything to discuss, you can also come to us right after this talk. With this, I give over to Saiyam. We'll talk about other stuff.
So like initiatives, we have sub-projects. Basically, the overall mission of TAG Operational Resilience is to get the community involved on certain sectors where we can add value and people can watch this space grow with respect to the white papers, blogs, sub-projects, initiatives. One of the sub-projects that is under kind of the TOC voting, but it probably will be approved, is the working group green reviews. So there was a tag sustainability. This was the reboot. Sustainability got merged into the tag operational resilience, and this project came with that. Now, in the AI era, we see GPU farms, we see a lot of things, and there is a lot of scope and innovation with respect to the sustainability. And within CNCF ecosystem as well, we see the CNCF landscape, which is massive. So there is a need, which is this particular sub-project working on with respect to getting the carbon footprint with respect to every release for a particular project. So as this acts within the CNCF tag OR, operational resilience, provide metrics, guidelines, guidance for measuring and improving the sustainability footprint of a CNCF project. So initial project review is done by the working group, and then we'll be leveraging some of the tools, libraries, frameworks for conducting the footprint metrics and reviews, and then they will be published in the LFX Insight. So that's the goal where it has to go. Provide resources through a review process and a methodology to help CNCF project to evaluate their sustainability footprint and integrate environmental sustainable practices. It's definitely for collaborating with CNCF ecosystem and projects, but since this also will be open source and is open source, can be used for other open source projects as well. And then communication is important because every CNCF project needs to know what their carbon footprint is. So it will provide that level of insights. So for example, it doesn't live inside the repository of a CNCF project. What happens is the CNCF project will be within its own repository. With every release, there will be some triggers that will be triggering some of the GitHub actions in the green reviews repository. So I think, yeah, that's how it kind of looks like. So you have different CNCF project. It can be, project A, project B, doing their own set of releases. Whenever they do the release, there is a pipeline that gets dispatched, and the green reviews kicks off a particular pipeline. And this all happens on a bare metal infrastructure, which is hosted on Oracle infrastructure. So you can see bare metal CNCF project that benchmarks it against certain parameters, and they plan to add even more benchmarks against that. And then this goes in the LFX Insights dashboard. I think one of the first projects that was done as part of it was Falco. So whenever there's a new version of the project, it triggers a GitHub action, it runs, and gets the report. Want to give a shout out over here to a particular project called Kepler. Kepler is basically how you can get the carbon footprint of a particular from the CPU and the memory usage. So they have some of the models that you can use within the offline and online machine learning models that can convert your CPU and memory utilization to the carbon footprint. The indexing that they use is called SCI. So that's the scoring that is used. I think that is a standard one by the Carbon Footprint Society. I don't know the exact name, but SCI is the thing that is being used over here. And then collection of metrics, creating a report file, and then in future they want to make it available. The benchmark is something that you can add your own set of benchmark, and then there are some set of monitoring and observability tools on top of that as well. This was the first, you can see the SCI equation over there, which is provided. Energy emissions, embodied and functional unit, they vary with respect to how you are calculating and where you are calculating this. And on the bottom, you can see the first ever SCI index of Falco. So those were the first level of metrics that were ever published by the Green Review. So this is active project working, and you can get involved on the infra side, on the GitHub action side, on programming side. So this is a very active initiative, very active sub-project that you can get involved with. This is the Green Reviews tooling. So you can see there are already 16 contributors. So please be over there. Another thing is the Cloud Native Sustainability Month. So every year we celebrate that with the sustainability events throughout the globe in the form of webinar, online meetup, offline meetups, smaller conferences that you can do. So we were happy to, again, even after the tag reboot, we were happy to do it again for Sustainability Month. So November is officially the Sustainability Month. And if you actually are able to conduct a meetup with respect to sustainability, give some talks or invite some speakers to talk about sustainability, how to measure that, how to measure the impact, or on the GPU side as well. You can add that. You can read the blog. This is the blog. So you can read the blog. It has a link where you can add your name, and you will be also able to earn badges for that. So you will be earning a badge from CNCF that you participated in this Sustainability Month as an organizer or as a speaker. So very good initiative, and you get rewarded too. With that, I will give it to the, who's doing this? Rafael. Yeah. Rafael. Okay.
Can you hear me? That's me. All right. First of all, thanks for being so resilient to stick around. Almost 6 o'clock. So part of this tag is business continuity or operation continuity, whatever you want to call it. And we have in the works to be approved. That's the big disclaimer here. Is to be approved by the talk to write a white paper for what the best practices using cloud-native CNCF technologies for DR. There is a link. It's supposed to put the QR code. Shame on me. But if you want, I'll send over the link. Me and Rafael, we did a very good presentation at the Maintainer Summit, like the State of Union of the DR, and we touch a couple things. What kind of projects are involved in the DR, or business continuity, whatever you want to call it, such as submarine, the global load balancer, and TIKV, and etc., and multiple approaches for DR. So stay tuned. This hopefully will come up, have the light of the day, and we discover like a lot of opportunities and gaps on the landscape, such as there is no CNCF project for agnostically synchronized volumes. Right, call to action. Wake up. Who doesn't love a call to action? We need help, because we cannot do this all by yourselves. Actually, our job here is really get the community. Please, please, please join our Slack.
Yeah, and don't forget also another initiative that we have, the project release guidelines. That is there. There's some initiative that we started, and we really need your help. And everyone that is here is welcome, because it's important when you go there, you have an idea and you can share with us. And that's how we started the initiatives on the white papers or anything. So right now we are like friends here. So please come appears in the meetings. That will help really, really for us, because we are like a facilitators to the community ideas really manifest and concrete as a deadline for January, as Mario said, that we need help. Yeah.
Yeah, just to finalize, we were debating like what will be the mascot for this tag. I want to know who knows what is a tardigrade. That's the most resilient animal on Earth. You survive 10 years without water and fire and etc. So I want you guys to join the public meetings. Stick around, help us out, bear with us. I'm super new at the tag, so for me it's still figuring stuff out. And before we open for questions, may your clusters be resilient like a little tardigrade. Questions, concerns, feedback?
And we have some stickers as well. You can grab them. Limited edition.
Also, we have time zone friendly meetings. So no matter what time zone you are in, we do have a meeting for you every month. And if you can make it to both meetings, so we have like 2 meetings every month.
And also, as CNCF says, and you must have heard from the keynotes, every contribution matters. So there are different ways: code, non-code, docs, socials, organization, events, a lot of ways where you can contribute to the tag and get recognition as well.
Questions? Yeah, I know you have a questions, please.
Awesome.
All right.
If so, no
All right.
questions, we can wrap up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.